right, Pete.
Start recording. Okay.
All right, Pete.
We are back to the warehouse for interview season. We have a very happy football fan with us today. Let's talk Blitzball. Welcome to the Blitzball Boys, a podcast about Blitzball and boys, but lately about Blitzball. I am your co-host, Brendan Ruppel, along with my fellow host, Peter Del Rey.
Hey, Brendan.
Oh, the energy.
We're back. We're here. We got the king of cabinets, the king of shelves himself. Some call him Dan. Others call him Lucenzo. But we have the man, the myth, the legend, Shelfy, joining us today.
Hello.
Hello. Happy to join.
That's
Love
best.
what you guys are doing.
Best intro I've ever done.
Peter, you sound like you've been
That
watching
was
a
an
lot of wrestling.
electric factory.
Yeah,
That was an electric factory.
I have been. I've been getting back into wrestling. So the Royal Rumble happened like 2 weeks ago, and I'm fucking fully in on like pomp and circumstance.
Good for you.
They ask us for a team intro soundbite. I might send you an email.
Oh
Please
man,
do,
you
please do,
100% got it. So, newest addition to John Boy Media and the Warehouse Games for the first full season.
Yeah.
Orda, 75%.
We'll count it.
We're gonna count it. I think we're gonna
Guess
count
we're
it.
here.
I mean, you just put on some stilts and got a little mask on. You were Marshall. We could reveal that, right?
Oh, wow.
He was actually Marshall.
I guess you could say I was Mark.
you got, but
It's crazy.
all
how
of that's
they
unofficial.
said Trev's brother's coming. I was like, oh, okay. And I seen a picture. I was like, it's a twin.
Of you, yeah.
Was it convenience or were you just trying to get a lookalike?
Listen, whatever works,
Conspiracy
right?
goes deep.
But all this is unofficial because we do have an official first question of the podcast, as
We do.
always, when we do
It's
interviews.
not looking great right now, Peter.
Not looking great,
Not looking
but
great, but maybe we'll get surprised. I don't know how familiar you are, Shelfy, with this show and interview season, but our first question to our guests is always, what did you have for dinner tonight?
What did I haven't eaten dinner yet today.
that's
And now that you
right.
mention it, I need to get the last thing I ate today was an 8-count chicken nugget from Chick-fil-A this afternoon.
Okay.
whoa,
Okay.
not even going to McDonald's for the Pokemon cards. Come on, Shelf.
An extra couple blocks away. That's my breakfast go-to.
All right. Well, what is your dip of choice with those nuggets?
I like their barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce.
Their
interesting.
regular barbecue sauce is solid.
Okay. I feel like the most common answer would be like the Polynesian. I think people is a big go-to.
That's my wife.
Yeah.
That's my wife.
Wife. Triple Handsome. Forgot to mention it. Triple Handsome episode as
I
per
don't have
usual.
mine on. No,
Oh my
no,
God, what are you
no.
doing at work?
He's gonna punch me in the balls.
Oh my God.
But it is a triple handsome episode. Let the record show.
Let the record show.
Beyond this, like we said, Shelfy, newest member of John Boy Media, newest member of the Warehouse Games. Let's do a little bit of
member
an
of Blitzel Boys.
introduction for the fans. For the fans, we
fans.
know you as Mr. Games. We know you as the Blitzball champion. We know you as potentially somebody who played hockey for the high school team or not. Might be cleared up later on in this episode. But tell us a little bit about yourself, Dan. What's some of your outside of baseball, outside of video games, things that we should know? Are you a good guy?
Good
That's a
dad,
great
perhaps?
question.
Maybe not.
Are you a good guy?
Hey, listen,
nah,
I
piece of
feel
shit.
I feel like if you're a good person, other people will say it for you. So I'll leave that for,
All right,
for
well,
other people.
Tune in to the end of the pod. We'll make a
We'll see.
determination.
Yes. As we do every episode.
But yeah, I grew up playing everything, man. Baseball, football. I played hockey up until high school. My dad worked at Bank of America. He got a promotion when I was in 8th grade. So we
Congrats.
moved when I was when I was in 8th grade. It was a weird time to move. But we cut some sports out at that point as well, and I stuck to baseball and football from that point. I also wrestled a little bit when I was younger. When I dropped out of college, I did jiu-jitsu for 2 years. I'm technically a blue belt in jiu-jitsu.
Ooh.
I've done a little of that.
I could feel that. I
so
feel the
yeah.
energy.
I think that's that. Despite the frame, the deep-rooted athleticism just comes from my dad making me play everything.
Hey, man.
Love it.
It is. That's fine. So what we're hearing now is that Shelby's in the works, talking to Jimmy every day, trying to get jujitsu in the warehouse.
Absolutely.
I have told him several times, literally, if we ever get anyone else in here that wants to do MMA content, I'm
Oh my
a guy.
You said, hey, if you want to
Warehouse
remake
Fight
American
Club.
Gladiators, I'm a gladiator.
Warehouse Fight Club will be fun. There's actually a clip from one of the slap ball videos that have come out of Dan Rourke saying I'd beat anyone in the warehouse in a wrestling match.
I do remember
Jake
that.
was like, well, I don't actually know about that. I wish I was there for that.
Oh man, what a good time.
Good time. I mean, if we're
So-
starting all the way back in the beginning here,
Get it back to the
get
beginning.
back to the beginning. How did you meet these Jumbo Media people? Where was your origin with
The
them?
very first time I interacted with John Boy was at an Easton function in 2019. Easton flew a bunch of creators out.
Mhm.
Jimmy was one of them. I was there with there was 2 other gaming creators that were there at the time, and it was just a big, really cool event. They had Chris Rose like host the whole thing. That's also how everyone got involved with Chris Rose. That's when Rosie and John Boy met. It was like they brought Delano De Shields and Ramon Laureano out, and they split the creators up into 2 groups.
Uh-huh.
And we did like these different events against each other. They took us to a baseball field. We did like batting practice, and they put like objects in the field, like MVP baseball 05.
Oh hell yeah!
And it was really cool. I don't know how deep they went in the social content on it. There was some stuff, but it was a really cool like weekend. That's when I first met them, and then Colorado All-Star game, they needed a fill-in for a blitzball game, and that's when we really started talking like more often.
Very cool.
Whoa! And
MVP
you were
Baseball
supposed to be
05,
in.
by the way, it's one of the all-time great baseball games.
You were supposed to-
I think it was Mighty Goat. It was the All-Star game in Denver. Mighty Goat was supposed to play in like some little creator All-Star game, and he had something come up. He couldn't go, and they asked me on the fly. And that's when I met Plouffe and Moylan. Kelsey was there, I believe.
What a crazy networking event.
I think McPherson was still working for John Boy at the time.
Okay.
That was a
Crazy.
good time.
Yeah, crazy.
That's pretty rad. You were supposed to be in the first blitzball, right?
Yeah, got COVID 2 days before. My bags were literally packed.
Oh,
my bags were packed next to my bed. The whole time I was sick, I was looking at my bags. I kept saying to my wife, I need to unpack, but I don't feel like it. I hate looking at that bag.
I hate it.
There's
Yeah.
10
Laughing at
they're
it.
playing blitzball for $10,000.
I forgot there was a prize back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Oh,
was
man.
first 2.
First 2. Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Then you
So
walk
do
through
you
the warehouse doors eventually and break yourself immediately. How was it to play?
break yourself immediately?
Immediately.
Rude. That is rude,
Hey,
Brendan.
listen, I've heard some Achilles sound bites in the warehouse.
Oh my God,
room.
that's
Some have
brutal.
even been clipped out of it. There's been some funny Achilles jokes. For
I mean, so how is it to play healthy for a long time now? Are you ever like worried that like do you have like flashbacks to the moment when it snapped, or like do you feel like you're in the clear? How you feeling?
I'm in the clear now.
Yeah.
The first ball and play, the first time I played with Trev, franchise ball and play, and even if you want to deep dive the warehouse
deep.
channel, the baseball 5 like warehouse base, the very first warehouse baseball video that we posted. I think we didn't post that until like later in the year, but we actually recorded that week after I started in March of last year. So that was actually the very first thing that I had done
Okay.
since I gotten cleared. So that I was extremely timid, and ball and play
So there's a
last
decent
year,
amount
I
of
was
moving
really
in that
timid.
sport too.
Yeah, and also the ball and play thing. It was just that's how I tore it was
Right,
was
like-
ball and play, and it was also like it was a very simple movement. Like it wasn't it's not like I did much. My weight was a little bit off and it just popped. So that was in my head.
Brutal.
It's like I feel like I barely did anything and I popped it. Like I don't want to do it again.
Yeah,
But floorball is what really did it for me. Floorball, I got through floorball. I felt good there, and then after BB5, I started like running again. I've been out running like 5 or 6 miles a week for the last couple months.
Hell
So
yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Keep
feel
it up.
good now.
Good for you. Yeah, I figured it was a matter of like how the warehouse is just like a cement floor and like doing a lot of stopping
Yep.
and starting and being on there all day. Just can't be good for like your
The Achilles was also my fault. I had heavy low top 11 Jordans on. They were not tied very.
Yeah.
They were very casually tied.
I mean, not to throw shit at other members here, but like I see Ryan Cohen playing every sport in Vans. I'm like, buddy, maybe it works for him, but it makes me nervous a little bit.
Yeah,
They're
I will
very
say
flat
at least
shoes.
they're flat. At least they're flat. Whereas
Uh-huh.
the Jordan, I don't understand how they play basketball. I'm not surprised that like the Achilles injury is a popular thing now that I've torn mine in basketball, because the way they wear some of those guys are wearing heavy low top shoes and stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's
I mean, to be fair, the Achilles just decides to go sometimes. You could be in like perfect health and you just like
Peace.
turn and it's like, oh, did somebody just fall on me? Oh, no, I just can't walk
Oh
anymore.
my god.
that's exactly how I thought someone kicked me in the back of the leg.
Yep.
Thought
That's
I got
how it
kicked in the
happens.
leg. On the replay, I looked back for a split second. I was like, "What?" In my head, I was like, "What the?" was that?
Who did that? What an
I tried to
asshole.
run, and it was Jello. There was
Oh,
more
God.
to that clip too. Another deep dive. There was when after. I mean, obviously they trimmed it up and got on with it because they didn't want anything negative on the broadcast. But when they first picked me up, I put my arm around Nikki Cass, and I think it was originally Paxton. And Paxton was like, "No, I can't do this." Since you put and someone else jumped on. But I remember I looked at Paxton, and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was just remember her face vividly in my head. I was just like, "I don't think so," and I almost passed out. For a split second, I almost blacked out because
I would have passed out.
once I took my weight off of it and I was leaning on other people,
Yeah.
I wasn't like in adrenaline mode. Is when I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh
yeah.
no, this is bad."
right.
I mean, if I was even just there and I had known what happened, I would have maybe just passed out.
I think Zoe's the only person who like caught it clean. I heard Zoe. I vividly remember him yelling, Shelfy's hurt,"
Oh yeah.
and everyone else was like, "What?"
Nah, he'll be fine. Rub some dirt in it.
Warehouse dust on it. There he is. There's Dan Rourke.
The boy
There we go.
himself.
Hard, grinding out there.
So then coming back, your first real full tournament back was ball and play again, right?
Yeah, same.
So
story.
did you feel that like pressure of like hope this doesn't fucking happen again?
Yeah, I did.
Or-
I did. That tournament, it was definitely in my head every single time I was up there hitting. Yeah, I think that also played into. I still blame myself for that loss. Like in hindsight, I know Trev like pop up or whatever, and that I wasn't the last out, but there was a stretch. There was like a 3 or 4 ball stretch in that game where I put up 0 points. It was like 2 dot balls, and I was in my head hard, just thinking about my leg. And
final one?
it was bad. Yeah, I think it was Jimmy Norp and Sanjesh. I saw both of them.
Okay.
It was like 6 pitches, and I did not score anybody. It was the worst.
It seems like the kind of sport, like if you do get in your head, you're going to have that same shitty stroke over and over again until you find it. And then it's just a streaky game for sure.
Home play is going to be a lot of fun this year, too.
Let's see. Dot
Thompson.
one,
A lot
dot,
of fun.
dot. Oh shit.
He's
Dot.
running through his stats over there.
Yeah.
Shit. That wicket. That's tough, dude.
Yeah,
That's tough.
That stretch has been in my head all year. That
That's
was my
tough.
low. It's been
Yikes.
all ups
I was
and
like-
better, though.
I was like, no, I don't remember it that way. It couldn't have been that bad.
It was
Yikes.
that bad.
That's tough. All right, let's
bad.
move on to floorball, I guess. Floorball comes in, and you're kind of like a phenom. Just like kind of, I don't.
You have like
mean to
just
say
enough
it.
experience compared to others, I guess.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, I played hockey up until I was like 13, so like I know the
Like in your bones.
basics. I at least understand like spacing and like where you need to be, and that made it really easy for me to play with Leah because Trev wanted to play defense. She's an animal. I think she was the best player in the tournament in general.
Mhm.
So for me, it was just try and space out as much as I can, get her as much space as possible, feed her the ball, and we played a mostly defensive game, but again, I was still at that point not all the way like sprinting. I would
Right.
say at that point, for me, just being able to play with Leah was very helpful.
So not all the way
Floorball.
sprinting. And
No,
just
there was a
remind
lot
me
of-
real quick, how far did you get in that tournament?
We went to the championship.
Oh, so you're saying next year a 100% Shelfie is going to be taking that chip home, huh?
We're winning floorball.
Winning
That's
everything.
right.
For
That's
sure.
right, boy.
I'm gonna let go of a couple extra shots this year.
That's
Yeah.
right.
He's done being the runner-up king over here.
Because I mean, like, it's a little bit rude to say this, but I feel like I was absolutely floored with how good you were
Floorballed.
at floorball. I was absolutely floorballed by how good you were at floorball itself. One, because it's really a game that we see whenever somebody plays for the first time, they struggle. Not
We've seen it in Captain's League.
in terms of, not in terms of like, oh, they're bad, but more like getting grips of the rules, getting grips of how the ball moves, how to get it off the stick.
Yeah.
And I think that most people like me being like, oh, Shelby's a baseball guy, you kind of forget that people play other sports as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So watching you play, I remember texting Brendan like, hey, fucking Rotten might do this. Like Shelby's
and
really good.
I grew up. I have 2 cousins that made it to the NHL, so like I grew up around really good hockey players. I was the worst hockey player in my friend and family group, obviously. So it was just I was just always playing puck growing up, and it was an easy jump in for me.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, you're right though about just the way the ball the way shooting the ball, receiving the ball, running with the ball, running with your head up,
Right.
all of that stuff.
Right,
That's how
right.
I am with a lacrosse stick. I pick up a lacrosse stick and I feel like a baby giraffe. So it's the
Right.
same vibe. Thankfully I've played a lot of street hockey in my day, so
Yeah,
Right.
it was more
yeah.
about just not getting in Leah's way.
Right, because there's
Plus,
definitely
this
some
time
sports
around,
that like natural athleticism translates. Like you'll see Trev try to do his best, and I think a couple tournaments in a row, he's now starting to get the hang of it a little bit. But it's one of those sports like you definitely got to have a feel for it from growing up.
right.
I'm also starting to get a little hungry now too. It's been a little while since he's won something. I think he like really wants to win something other than blitzball now too.
Right.
And it's been
I've
a while
been
since
texting
then,
him
too.
his BB5 stats every couple of weeks, letting him know.
You good. I was going to ask about that later. Good.
Office says you're washed, bud. Just saying.
Good. All right, keep him honest though, for real.
Yeah, he wasn't good in Blitzball Battle 5. I feel like floorball is kind of huge. I really want this rotten team to stick together next time. Lucas DeVersa made a name for himself in that tournament. You, obviously, Leah, Trev. Who was the other one on your team? Is that it?
Yeah, there was four.
That's
That's
Four.
me.
All right, cool.
Nailed
You're
it.
forgetting
I
me.
was- it was Dan again.
Oh, yeah, this
Shelfy
guy.
and Dan are on the
Right?
team.
And then Lucenzo.
And Lucenzo, that's right. Cabanetti.
Eric, that's what it is.
That's what it is. The team was so electric, and like I feel like you came into floorball at a good time because there was like an overhaul of the rules with getting the back of the like you can't shoot the ball out if you take a shot, which is what kind of killed the momentum in that first tournament. Or I guess I should say the second tournament.
Right. But that sort of warehouse
So
it.
you kind of got fortuitous in the fact that you were coming in and you were kind of learning the ropes, but then everybody else kind of was as well. So there was no clear like, oh, Shelfy's just got to shake the rust off and get into it. I mean, I believe you saw Zoe, who absolutely tore it up in the first tournament, kind of struggled to find a what would be the word, like a role for his team with all these new rules. So that was really nice. Your team was awesome. I loved watching you guys play in that tournament. Carried into, I think that was when I tweeted out, and I know you saw this. I think that was when I tweeted out like, fucking Shelfy's becoming my absolute favorite warehouse guy.
Yeah.
And it's
Let's
true.
go.
You have this kind of natural charisma to you that just makes people want to root for you. And especially in this scenario where you're new to the environment, you're new to all these people who you're working with, I guess. Was it hard for you to come out of your shell with all of these new people and like be yourself, or was there some kind of like, let's not put all of me out here just yet, you know?
No. To be honest, I think that's why I fit so well with the company from the beginning. Like from the moment I've met Jimmy and Jake all the way back, the Colorado thing. When we first hopped on the call and talked about me working here, it was a very easy conversation. I like genuinely get along with these people. Like a lot of these people here at the office have actually turned into like really close inner circle friends for me. So I am who I am 24/7, 365. Once you accept me in, you got to deal with me for who I am. It is what it is. So
I mean, it
I'm gonna be me, and I think I fit in pretty good here.
Yeah, and that authenticity really helps with a viewership that YouTube is very interesting in a sense that you get a more raw side of people's personality. So that kind of philosophy on I'm just going to be me, whatever, really works out well. And I think you see a lot of people started to come to you and be like, hey, this Forgotten Rotten, traditionally the heel team. It's like there's no other way to put it. And this time around, I feel like a lot more people were saying like, we're all in on these guys.
Let's go Rotten. Yeah, I don't know. I've been doing YouTube since 2017, and honestly, like one of the big reasons I jumped into John Boy was because I kind of felt like I was in a MLB The Show box. Not that I didn't want to do MLB The Show. Love playing MLB The Show. I'm going to keep doing my channel at the same. But I felt like I was in a little bit of a box. I wanted to do more stuff, and I think this company and the warehouse are still just getting started. Keep
absolutely.
Going.
It's really fun to watch you just like be again like charismatic, obviously, but also like the passion you bring to some of the games too. Like some of the Shelfy roars we get are so fun. Like one of the better roars in the warehouse. I love a BBD roar personally, but Shelfy's
Brendan loves a BBD
climbing
roar.
the ranks.
Never die, man. I
Yeah.
when I struck out Drew, Dan hit the. I remember my first strikeout soundbite. Yes. How did that game end?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, so now I
You're
guess
in it.
transition to blitzball now. How'd you feel?
Segway City.
Yeah. How'd you feel going into BB5? Like, you were supposed to play all the way back in BB1. Did you feel like you were an underrated player going into it? I know you had some Captain's League experience by then, and people had seen you a little bit, but you were
I knew
the new guy on the block.
Yeah, I knew I was going to be an under. When they told me that they were putting me on Trev's team full time, I was like, I don't know if you guys like really know.
Yeah,
Because
like,
I had played blitzball in the warehouse a few times, and the few times I had played in the warehouse, I admittedly did not hit at all. Like I was pretty much pitcher only. But I knew that was just bad days for me.
Sure.
So I think they put me on Trev's team expecting me to be pitcher only, and like because Trev has the biggest issue with Trev's team has been guys not being able to throw strikes. I don't think they expected me to be like I can hit home runs too.
Right.
So it's worked out pretty good. I just gotta maintain the pitching. I think the warehouse overall, the competition has gone up some.
Yeah.
And I gotta keep it. I'm adding pitches for BB6.
Hell yeah, we love
to
see
new pitches.
I love to nerd out on pitches. I mean, we talked about it all the way back in our TPPs, but like when we're talking about PPPs, we talked about who had been with Trev before you, and it's it seemed like a lot of leveling the playing field after their championships, and then you come into the mix, and we had seen what you'd done in Captain's League. We're like, this might be unfair. If Shelfy is good, like we've seen him be, it could be unfair. And what ended up happening is Trev shit the bed. So we
Brendan.
that. I mean, he admitted it. He did admit it.
Brendan, family show. No cursing.
Like I said, though, the warehouse competition overall is coming up. Drew Davis and Jimmy Norp and Dan Rourke, I'll say, who has been Trev's teammate in the past. Right. Dan keeps getting better.
He grew.
He's in here throwing legitimate bullpens every time he's at the warehouse. I think if he was on Trev, if you swapped me and Dan right now, Rotten could win a team. I think they could win a championship, Dan and Trev, right now with how Dan has been playing. Yeah. I think Woogas are going to be dangerous.
They always are.
Company's always looking for new people too. You never know who could be getting added to the mix later on.
Brendan Ruppel, maybe.
Yeah.
You never know.
Can we get everyone's getting better? What's can you name a pitch that you've been working on? No. Okay.
Nope.
A spitball.
Nope.
Best one.
I will say we have already filmed practice games, and I have recorded strikeouts with it though. Okay. So I'm on record.
So I don't know if you listened to our show. We created a stat this year that I think is a very good indication on a pitcher's effectiveness when it comes to walks, right? And that's pitches thrown per walk.
Okay.
Do you know who led the league in this stat?
Pitches thrown per walk?
Like pitches thrown, like it's pitches over walks. So, like, on average, how many pitches do you throw before you record a walk?
Was it me?
Wow.
It was Dan Canobio, but that's because Dan Canobio had no walks recorded. Otherwise, you had one walk recorded and
I guess
77
since you kicked him out of the
pitches.
Tournament, you kind of take that throne. You usurp.
You do take the throne.
I will say, though, I walked K-Mac and he swung at it. I don't know what. It came out of my hand weird. I don't know what he was swinging at.
They all count. They count.
You got to take them.
They all count. But it was nice. You threw 77 pitches, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 9 hits, which is like, listen, you let up 4 runs. The hits, who gives a shit, right? Yeah. But you had this immediate effectiveness on the mound. And like you said, like you're a blitzball guy before the warehouse was a thing. I believe you played in the Blitzball World Series, right?
Multiple times.
So it was like, we didn't know that going in until it was like said to us at first. Right. And we were doing our like TPPs, and I think that was after Captain's League Blitzball. And we were like, guys, like Rotten's got a real shot at this. Not only is Shelfy good at floorball, not only is he good at ball and play, which next year I think we're going to get right back into it, and you guys are going to be one of the favorites.
Oh, my stock's going up so hard in ball and play. You guys have no idea.
Big time. And then like now in Blitzball, you're out here with like, we say it the whole time. What wins you the championship in Blitzball is your second player.
If you have
because
a confident second guy, it's enormous.
all of the quote unquote aces are pretty much on the same level. If you get Trev firing even a little bit, it's locked up.
Yeah. Tell me that.
It's
I
locked
gotta go out there and play.
Yeah,
We got some pitchers in the warehouse.
If Dalton just doesn't take that massive step, like it was a crazy
massive
coming
step.
up for Dalton this season. Like he had a complete breakdown of a year and BB4, and it's like, what if I just am the best instead of not being able to throw strikes? It was crazy.
Yeah. And I think a lot of it was just the first couple tournaments he did was like literally the first time he had ever played. Like he had no blitzball experience prior. And that ball, you got to get used to that ball. And that's, I think the World Series experience came into play for me, but also us recording Captain's League shortly before was really big because I actually led that league in walks.
Mm-hmm.
There was major adjustments made to my landing spot after that Captain's League. I actually almost didn't even pitch in that championship game of Captain's League because my quad was not. I just couldn't get my leg to land right, and Ryan almost went out there and pitched, but I could tell he didn't want to because he also couldn't find the strike zone. So I was like, all right, I'll just if we're gonna lose, we're gonna lose on the guy Jolly wanted to pitch. So like, just give me the ball.
Yeah,
it was very interesting going from your pitching in Captain's League to your pitching in Blitzball Battle 5 because you had 11 walks in Captain's League as a pitcher.
I wasn't getting low enough.
It was.
I did a deep dive on that
day and night, a true kid.
It was all. I was all arm.
It's hard sometimes, especially when you're not used to doing it all the time.
Oh, goodbye.
See you later.
What
a way to go out. I was all arm and then leave.
Shelfy heard Kid Cudi and he said, "I'm out of here. Don't want to hear this anymore."
No, but yeah, it's tough. Like when you're trying to get in shape for that sport. I mean, it's not something you do every day. So then when you're pitching a bunch that first day, I'm sure your lower half, especially if you're righty on your left side, you're just shot. Like your left ass cheek, left quad is just completely destroyed. You got to build that thing up and really get low. And especially when you guys are throwing like 3 to 4 days in a row during.
Yeah, and then we that was also a Captain's League tournament was the first time I played blitzball after the Achilles too. So that was the first time I was pushing off of my foot.
Yeah.
Captain's League, which could have been why I wasn't getting as low.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some weird muscles that you're using.
Yeah, but I'm a big don't walk anybody guy, which
fill it up that strike zone.
Oh man.
I mean, that's Dalton's thing too. Dalton, I think maybe was nibbling in the past, and he's like, let me just come right at everybody, and it works.
Yep.
It works.
It does work. And then now, as it's premiering, you're playing slap ball for the first time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How familiar were you with slap ball before your first training session? Like, did you watch the first slap ball tournament?
Not only did I watch all of the first slap ball tournament,
you studied it.
Oh no!
Well, you're on a cliffhanger tonight, everybody.
So long. We'll see you next week, folks.
Where was he? He was what? Not only did he watch it, he was what?
But he asked to be the ball. Wow. Oh, he almost came back.
This is unbelievable. Brenda, you're going to have to do some editing, I think.
Am I, though?
No, you're not. You're going to have to.
Let's just
but you're not gonna.
No, I'm not gonna.
This is too funny.
What is happening?
I don't know. It happened to.
This is like an episode of Severance, right?
I'm the only person here. There should not be internet issues.
The JM Ghost, dude. He's coming for you.
All right, so yeah, I not only did I watch all of slap ball, I was actually at the championship of Captain's League last year. So I had already signed to work there. I just hadn't started yet. So I was there and I watched it. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to wait a whole year to play in this.
Oh, so you were excited
I was very excited about it. It was like soccer and baseball combined.
Well, yeah. I mean, I assume that we're close to the same age. So which means you probably played
like 53, I think.
53, 54. You probably played like European handball in gym class growing up in high school, right?
Right.
Everybody's favorite sport in gym class.
Absolutely.
So you see this and it's like, it's pretty dang close to it. Like, I mean, Brendan and I played in college when we like did intramurals and all this stuff. We lost to the fucking French kids in the final, and I'll
Yeah.
never get
And
over
the
it.
next year we played against baseball kids and it just felt
And
unfair.
we got destroyed.
Yeah, doesn't
But
count that year.
like you see this, everybody wants to play it. I think like the only person who didn't want to play it was Dan Canobio, who was very open about it with us. But like Brendan wants to play it, I want to play it. You going in there just being all jazzed up when you played for the first time, was it harder than you expected? Just I assume with all the like keep your feet still thing, that's got to be the hardest part
for everybody. Yeah.
I will say I had it a little easy because I was in net. I didn't have to worry about the hallway and the triangle.
Right.
And
Is there
all that
any
stuff.
real in net in this
No.
game? Everybody's
True.
out of it.
Yeah.
True. But yeah, so I think the hardest part of the new rules I didn't have to deal with, but it moves faster than I thought. The game, especially considering it's mostly like 15 to 30-second possessions if you really like start counting.
Right.
Moves fast. Everybody, you got to be ready for those passes, man. If you're not getting in the way of the pass, it's like an automatic goal. I feel like you got to be on your tippy toes the whole time.
You have like 3 goalies at a time, like those
like
guys
barely
in the triangle
moving,
are
but I'm
playing
running
goalie.
out of breath.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is interesting in slapball, I feel, that more than any other sport, you see like Jimmy, Jake, and Jack have these well-defined like play styles going into the tournament because they had the advantage of playing last year and understanding how to play last year, right? So with that, you drafted Jolly, right? Did you lean on him a lot and being like, hey, what's the optimal strategy for this? Or did you have an idea of like, we're doing what I think is going to work best?
I'm always going to be open-minded and listen to anyone on the team
Attaboy.
if they have something that they want to
you're
contribute. But
But I ain't listening to Jolly for shit. he got relegated. Get him out of here.
you're down here for a reason, boy.
You're here to play, not to talk.
But you'll see this in all my teams this year. The strategy is going to be based on roster. I'm not going to draft my roster based on a strategy. I'm going to go into the drafts.
I think it's like what Jimmy did, and it was obviously a huge mistake. We see this far in the tournament.
I'm going to see who I get first, go from there, and then we'll put We'll try and figure out a strategy afterwards.
I mean,
especially
you
since
had all the lowest picks in that tournament, right?
I had the last pick in every round in that tournament.
Yeah.
Yes.
So far,
I wasn't going to trade back because I thought Jimmy was lying to me. And he told me he wanted Joe's. If he came clean to me, he was like, I want to trade. He was like, I want to trade up and get Joe's. And I was like, I really need a good slapper. And
he's not one of them.
2, you're making me slide back 3. There's a chance I don't get Jolly or Zoe. You better be shooting me straight here.
Right.
So I did end up getting who I wanted with Jolly there in that last round.
Yeah, and then Pennick was a godsend. Ended up being great.
I love Pennick because I did try and trade that 12 pick a few times. Just everyone had me so concerned about like now whoever's got Pennick and BBD, and then BBD ends up being
the two of them.
You see how BBD's with my everybody was like, can't win with BBD or Pennick. That ended up being not true.
Yeah.
You see how good BBD is. Everyone was gonna have a goalie. Except I played goalie. I kept that under wraps too. That was so fun. All the way up to literally we're recording the pregame. My knee pads are on, and they still thought Pennick was going to be in net. It was so funny.
And it was genius because Pennick, he was the worst goalie in Slapball 1. He just refused to get down on his knees. I know maybe he didn't have the knee pads last time, but like his 5-hole was constantly open. So to use him for something that he's actually productive in, and have a good goalie back there anyway. Just
he looked right at me and he was like, I don't really like playing goalie because you actually have to move a lot. And I was like, good news for you, Pennick, is I'm playing goalie.
You're staying down low, bud.
I love Pennick, man. Pennick is always so entertaining to watch. Pennick is the type of guy, and I say this about Pennick and I say it about Jolly. They are so eager to talk shit. Like, and you can see it on their face. Like Jolly cracks me up because it's always like every time I watch Jolly play anything, I'm always like, this guy is waiting to pop off so that he can just absolutely terrorize everybody mentally. Everybody. And I absolutely love it.
Ollie, ever since the I think what was it, BB1, he went like 0 for 13.
Oof.
He's been a little menace.
Yeah.
Been a little menace ever since.
Once he found his
Oh,
bat.
man. So now that you've played all these sports, rank them least favorite to most favorite to play. Ooh, hard hitting questions
And then
from
we'll do it
PD
to
Pop.
watch.
And then we'll do it to watch.
And then we'll do ours,
And then we'll do ours.
I'll bring our wives down here.
We'll bring our wives down.
Ranking them to play. My favorite tournament play-in is floorball.
Okay, we're
There's
doing
a-
it the other way
there's-
around.
Just the energy.
We're doing
You want me
favorite
to
to
go
least favorite.
Least
So,
favorite.
all right.
Oh,
Least favorite
man.
first.
You're gonna
But we already
I'm
spoiled
on
it.
the spot
We
first.
spoiled
Oh no. My least favorite is probably blitzball.
Wow.
Boom.
Wow. I'm
Believe
the
it or
Blitzball
not.
boys.
Get it out of here. We hate blitzball for
Believe it
real.
or
We
not.
hate it.
We actually hate
We do
blitzball.
this ironically.
We do this ironically.
Which makes my number 2 all in play. Where you guys
Okay.
going?
Because you got hurt.
Yeah. Well,
There's that.
yeah.
Flip it, ball, and play last. Yeah.
Well, and then floorball number 1 for me. There's a different.
We'll just forget about slap ball.
Oh yeah, duh. Well, I did forget about slap ball. I would put slap ball 4.
Okay.
That ball would
Slap
be
ball
last.
4.
Blitzball gets bumped up.
Slap ball 4, blitzball 3, ball and play 2, floorball 1. Official ranking.
Interesting.
Sorry for botching that so hard. You held my hand through it.
No.
Heavy
We got
editing, don't
there.
worry.
We got there. This is very professional. About 50 people will listen to this, maybe. So don't worry about it.
No, we're gonna get a
those
retweet
numbers,
on
baby.
that.
We're pumping the
We're
numbers.
getting this one.
We're pumping them up.
There's a different energy there when we bring the extra guests in, and
Right.
when it's 4 people per team.
Right.
Naturally, there's twice as many people in the warehouse for those games, and the girls in particular for floorball, they're all so sick. Like we don't just get people to come in and
Competitors.
play floorball. Like they're nasty, and they bring good energy. It's a bunch of Ryan Cohens in the crowd, and then they're really good at the game. It's just floorball was a ton of fun. I hope we repeat that this year.
Yeah.
Being in the warehouse was such an incredible experience for us, just as fans, because we went for Blitzball Blitz. And we met Ryan Cohen there, and I think he had
forgot about that.
I think he had just moved to New York
Yeah,
like
he was not working there
the
yet.
week before. Yeah, he moved super early.
At that time, I don't think he was even like the guy in the
super
stands that danced
recently.
yet. And he hadn't had that time.
No. And it
It's
was
Forrest
so
Gump you guys are talking about, by the way. Ryan is Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
it's so interesting because when you're in the warehouse as a fan, I'm like a big soccer fan, right? And I go to all the games for New York City FC. And all I wanted to do when I was in the warehouse was just do those soccer chants in there. But I was like, oh no, I'm a guest. I can't do this. If I was working here, maybe.
Yeah.
And Ryan brings that energy straight into everything
single
he
person,
watches. It elevates the game for the viewer so much. I could only imagine what it's like in person. Brendan, you saw when they brought the drums to Blitzball Blitz finale, right?
Yeah. That was so fun. So
Were
You guys, it's when you said drums, it instantly made me laugh because it made me think of floorball. We hired a medic for floorball because there was a heat wave going on at the time,
Right.
and Jimmy went through all the extra precautions. So we had an on-site medic for it,
Mm-hmm.
and ironically enough, in typical warehouse game fashion, the medic is a freaking drummer, and he flips over all of the buckets that we keep the balls in, and he's just, if you go back and watch floorball, the dude on the sidelines drumming on the buckets every game is the medic.
I thought that
Oh
was
my God.
Jose's friends were back. I didn't realize it was the medic.
It was the medic the whole
That's
time.
so funny.
That's incredible.
Wow.
Oh, my
That was
God.
the joke of the weekend. Of course, we hire a medic. He's a drummer. The dude has no idea where the first aid kit. He's been drumming
He just
for 15
took it
minutes.
up upon himself.
Just-
He said, hey, "This is pretty fun. Let me get in on this."
Everyone seems okay here. I guess I could drum a little. Everything's in check.
I think there might actually be a clip in there where somebody, I think it's when Lou crashes into the wall. Jake's like, "Where's the medic?" And he's like,
He'll be fine.
Oh my God. That is
man.
truly incredible. Truly incredible. I'm going to try and find this clip now.
Yeah, you should.
Lou crashing into the wall. I think it's when Lou crashes into the wall. Funny soundbite.
That's hysterical. That's Hysterical. I mean, we're rewinding a little bit here, but I was curious myself. I don't know if there's a real good answer here, but Captain's League, there's a new captain obviously in town. You guys do this little
Who's that?
fun thing where you pretend like you do have to pitch yourself, and you guys obviously didn't. How did you guys decide that you were going to be the captain this year in Captain's League?
Well, we originally did have the pitches planned as like a thing.
Yeah.
But I think it was just a logistics thing for them. They wanted, I think if listen, I wasn't in the meeting. I'll tell you that straightforward. This isn't like black and white information. I wasn't in the meeting. I got a message from Sam that was like, "Hey, congratulations, you're the new captain for the year."
All right, cool.
But logistically, if you're most likely, if you were to see Zoe be captain, would be to it would make sense if like Doyle were to get relegated, you'd see Zoe step in for him there.
Sure.
They want to keep certain avenues open with that stuff. And not saying that's gonna happen. I don't know.
It sounds like lock it in.
I genuinely do not know the priority list at all. Joe's obviously also hilarious pitch. He would be a funny captain. Yeah, that stuff. There's no pecking order. If they will decide the next captain when someone gets relegated.
Right. All right. I mean, because the pitches themselves were good. I did enjoy every one of them. Panics in particular was really great. I do want to see those body hair jerseys if we get a chance at some point. Hoping that comes out. I would buy them.
Joe's walked in and said he didn't have anything prepped, and then
it seemed like
out of nowhere, it's like there's no way you didn't practice that,
bro. I feel like Joe's has gotten funnier and funnier every single time I see him. I was howling laughing at his pitch, and then when he fucking sneaks up and is like, "Who you guys thinking I'm picking?" I was crying. I had to rewind it. Oh my god,
he is an insane person. I said that to Dalton too. I was like, Joe's would make a good captain. But him just being off in the corner and just spontaneous Joe's clips, and he doesn't have extra obligations. Is maybe
Jimmy going over to him for an interview quick, and he's like, "Dog, I'm farting over here."
Yeah. Yep.
In his own world.
Or when he didn't tell anyone that he was going to run in as the Grinch and steal the presents from behind home plate during one of the blitzball games. That was totally unannounced in the middle of a recorded game. Just hot mics. Live door gets busted in.
Oh my god!
No one told us that was happening.
You got to have the resident cookie guy.
Joe's is too funny. Way too funny. Oh my
Peter,
god! I'm so happy he's in everything now.
Our last couple questions. We don't have our Chris question anymore, but we have a new.
We don't have a Chris question. I told Brendan to either come up with a game or something fun for you.
So this is the something fun. This is
no games.
MLB The Show question for you.
Oh, I have a quick question about MLB The Show.
Hit me.
You say it says
MLB The Show. Okay. All right. Fuck me, I guess.
Sure.
MLB The Show. Were you always an MLB The Show guy, or did you only start getting into it when Diamond Dynasty got involved?
So I actually started with NHL. I was really, really good at the NHL games, going back to the hockey history.
Right.
Shelfy is short for Top Shelf, which is a hockey reference.
Bang.
That's where my YouTube channel started. And yeah, I started YouTube. I was playing NHL for 3 months, and I realized that it was a low ceiling, but there were only a handful of NHL, but the viewership wasn't really there compared to other games. And Dodger Films was the only person making MLB The Show content, and it was getting crazy viewership. So I was like, why not?
I can do that.
No one's really doing that. I can do that. Let me try it. And right when I tried it, there was 6 or 7 other guys who started around the same time. And we all just kind of community naturally built stuff. I tell people I get lucky with that. I just picked the right time, put myself in the right crowd, and the rest was history.
Yeah.
So you didn't play MLB The Show before putting it on YouTube?
Between 09 and 15, no. I picked up 16 because I was doing NHL on YouTube. I stumbled into other people's MLB The Show videos, and I was like, I haven't played MLB The Show in a long ass time. Let me try it. And I was like, this is actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
That's when Diamond Dynasty 16 was when Diamond Dynasty had its first good year. So I just kind of rode with that.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And at the time, that's when I first started hating the Ultimate Team modes and stuff in EA. It really started to fall off a cliff. And MLB The Show had always done a really good job of keeping everything free and easy to unlock and stuff. So I was just having a blast with it.
Yeah, because I remember I was big soccer guy, big FIFA guy, right? I remember FIFA 13 was really good. If you didn't want to pay money, you can field a competitive team in Ultimate Team. And then all of a sudden,
didn't play, and I'm terrible at FIFA, but the NHL 12 and 13 games, it was the same thing. They were
same
awesome,
thing.
easy to play, and then they fall off a cliff right after.
And then they just muddied it up big time. Now, if you look at it, there's like informs every week. There's 50 informs getting put out there. Diamond Dynasty's good because every card can be good, assuming that it's like, above a gold or above rather. I used to love I loved Road to the Show. I always thought Road to the Show was the most fun for anything. I think you did a series a while back that he didn't finish for Road to the Show.
He's running one this year that I told him I will help him edit. So hopefully we get a full Joe's Road to the Show this year.
Oh, I love it. Love it.
Nice.
But yeah, that was it. It was just the Road to the Show thing. Because I wanted to know if it was just like a YouTube thing or if it was like, this is a game you've been passionate about forever.
No, I mean, when I was younger, though, I will say, like, of the 06, 07, 08, when they were back in the day, like, I was, I was in middle school, high
Which
school.
one was
going
Maurer
crazy.
Cover? Was that 08 or 09?
10 and 11. 10 and 11.
11. Okay.
10 and 11. Look at
twice.
this encyclopedia.
Wow.
There might be someone high up in the SDS rankings that's a Twins fan.
Okay.
Just saying.
Interesting.
Good guy, though.
You have like a top 3 non-sports games from your youth?
Top 3 non-sports. I mean, my favorite game of all time is Halo 2.
Halo 2.
I am obsessed with any Pokemon game.
That's right, boy. Guess
you open up a can of
Pocket
worms.
Monsters for life.
you opened up a huge can of worms. I just beat Platinum for the first time yesterday.
I'm playing through Diamond again on my Switch right now.
There you go. Look at you guys.
The fucking
Twins.
boy. This is unbelievable. My wife has never played Pokemon, and she's playing through Pearl right now for the first time on her Switch.
All right, we got to send you our friend code on Pokemon trading card.
Yep.
Game.
And then my third one, oh man, it's tough. It's hard to make me pick just one.
It could be a series.
Could be a series. Probably the Arkham games then. The first time I played through the Arkham games, I'm pretty sure the first Arkham game came out the year me and my wife started dating in high school. That was a real good test on our relationship because I went black for a couple of weeks. Like, listen, you might not hear from me for a little bit. I'm beating the shit out of guards with the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
I need to save the city, please.
Come on,
You don't understand the responsibility on my shoulders.
The Riddler is dropping stuff everywhere.
That's so much
grinding.
Yeah, I played the first Arkham game. I love that one. I don't know why I never got into City. I assume there's one after that too. I forget. After City.
There's three. City, Goth, Knights, and Asylum.
Okay. I mean, you got to give us what's your favorite Pokemon game then? What's one?
Gold and Silver is
Yes,
probably my
correct.
golden era.
That's correct.
The original
probably my
Gold
golden
and Silver,
era.
or
The original Gold and Silver. Those. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how
consider it
clean
just
they
one
play.
generation.
Gold and Silver. First time I played when I was a kid. That was just my golden era. I had an aunt in the Wildwood Boardwalk. She worked at an arcade, and I used to get all the Pokemon packs I wanted.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah, until my mom threw my Pokemon cards away when we moved.
No.
God,
Yeah.
I just found them.
Be on a yacht
was-
somewhere.
I was
free
like-
Charizards I had.
No.
Yeah, you had Logan Paul's
The stat.
Charizard.
I had a couple.
Yeah.
I was genuinely stacked. I was that annoying kid that like had access to Pokemon cards.
Listen, you
I
got
had
to
a-
do
I had
what
a
you
fake
got
one
to
that
do.
was a
Right?
sticker. I thought it was real until it peeled off. Like, oh shit. Okay.
Man,
Suck.
I love you really opened up me, and I've been texting Brendan pretty much impulsively about Pokemon the past couple months. I liked. Did you like Scarlet and Violet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's better than people say it is. A lot better than people say it is.
No, they're good. I'm still on. I don't know. I'm very nostalgic with the whole like less open world and more like chaptering things.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
this is a perfect segue because after playing Scarlet and Violet, I loved Scarlet and Violet so much. I said I got to go back and replay every game. or at least every like region, right? So now I just beat Platinum yesterday. I've played everything except for Sun and Moon again. It is so much better. Pokemon as a game is so much better when it's like
Going back to the
a
basics.
linear story
Yes,
instead
linear
of
is the
just a
word. That's the term
completely
I was going
open
Right.
world.
Yeah.
So much better. So
agree.
much better.
I mean, I didn't even really like
Emerald will
Scarlet Violet
always be
that
my
much,
favorite,
and Peter
but-
helped me 100% it. I'm like, why did I spend this much time doing this? I didn't.
I
like
loved
this.
Scarlet and Violet. I
Yeah.
really did. I thought it so like, is it a perfect game? No. Did I have fun? I had
Does
a
it look like shit?
blast.
Yes.
Look like
I don't
shit,
even
yeah.
care. Don't even care. I had a blast playing that game. That game was so much
No,
fun.
I had
but
a good time too, but I think it does need to get back to basics.
I
a
could
little
talk
bit,
about
for sure.
Pokemon for hours on it.
Yeah.
Good.
How
That's a good
Shelf.
thing.
I
I'm trying
do
to get
statistical
Roman on this.
analysis.
Yeah.
I do
would love some
statistical analysis.
Pokemon content from you.
I
Listen,
do
my
so much.
5-year-old grinds my Pokemon Go account for
That's
me. When,
that's
okay?
right, boy.
Yeah. Let's see like a Let's Play channel. With
Let's-
you doing
I-
Speaking of,
generation.
he's approaching grind your MLB The Show account soon too.
You know what's funny? Last thing on Pokemon, when we first like kind of took off, quote unquote, with the Blitzball boys and like people at John Boy started to know about us, I started to bother Zach and be like, Zach, you gotta get Joe's to do a Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlocke for JM Gaming. he goes, I don't think Joe's is ready for it. I said, yeah, but think about how
It'll be
funny
good.
it would
It'll
be.
be funny.
It'll be really funny.
He's totally not ready for it though. I agree with Zach. Zach makes
Absolutely
fun of
not.
Joe's every day. He's like the worst gamer ever. He's a gamer.
Worst gamer.
He's the worst gamer ever. He's the inventory and I mean, he just posted that video the other day of all the games that he's never played before.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
preposterous.
It's
crazy.
What do you
yeah.
mean?
Like some people's favorite,
And then
all their favorite games.
He was playing Final Fantasy Rebirth. He's got like 120 hours logged
What are you
on there. I'm
doing?
like, that's awesome.
just play
dude.
Mario 64
Please go
one
play
time.
Red Dead Redemption for 5 minutes.
Just 5 minutes. Get on a horse, please, just for a second.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's
All right,
he's
Brendan.
funny.
Now
Okay.
we can go with it because I will continue to talk about
Okay,
Pokemon.
okay. Here's the last question, and it's an objectively good question.
Bad question coming in.
Ellie De La Cruz is one of this year's MLB The Show cover athletes.
Mm-hmm.
What was his nickname in high school?
Oh.
What?
What was his nickname in high school?
Yes.
Oko.
No, it was Smelly De La Cruz.
Was it real?
Oh,
like,
not
actually?
real. This is not
No.
real questions. This is Brendan making jokes. Okay, Brendan. This is Brendan making jokes. Smelly De La Cruz is fantastic.
That's
Oh,
insane.
God.
I thought that was real.
He's like,
Oh,
yeah, he was
real.
actually
I'm glad I was
bullied a
able to
lot.
keep it together. He was bullied a lot. Yeah. What can I say?
I think his Instagram handle's got Coco in it. I don't know. I think that's
Yeah.
why.
Uh-oh. Everybody watch out. Smelly's coming.
Sorry for baiting into a real answer.
It is okay. I feel like I gave a great real answer and the joke still landed. So we're
Yeah.
You
okay.
did.
good.
Ellie, reach out to us.
Reach
Was
out.
that your nickname in high school?
Come on, the Blitzball boys. Cool. I
He's a
think
good
that
cover,
wraps
though,
up.
by the way. The guy's an energy. He's good
Oh
energy,
yeah,
that dude.
yeah. I'm surprised it wasn't just him, but I mean, I guess it's the kids. It's fine.
Probably had the multiplayer thing planned like way out. And
Fair.
His nickname in high school was La Coco.
Aha!
Okay, so
Bang.
yeah, we get the real answer and the fake one.
He nailed
Works
it. But then the next thing is Ellie De La Cruz Haitian? Definitively no. I think we could
Busted
say
myths
that
here.
one. We're busting myths, guys, in case you were wondering. Smelly De La Cruz. You got to be kidding me. I'm using that
Yeah,
all
good.
the time.
You could use a Haitian team in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ellie.
sac passe. That's Creole, right?
Sure.
I think it is.
I think we can
And the
get
crown
out of here
looks
now.
good on me.
It looks real good on
It
you.
sure does.
So you
Sure
get to wear
have
that
you were doing
until.
this before I film BB6, so you can't get any spoilers out of me.
Don't worry. I think
Can't wait
that
to win this thing.
who was it? Who was it who almost gave us a spoiler? I don't remember.
we
Somebody
don't.
was like, I'm like gonna fuck this up big time. I think it was we were like in talks to get Luke O'Brien on here, and he was like,
Luke would have spoiled something.
he was like, I'm not gonna be good.
Yeah, I mean, when we talked to him in person, he's like trying really hard not to spoil that year's
Yeah.
floorball.
Luke's
my
the man. He
goodness.
just popped
Hold on a
over my
second.
desk earlier, and threw a little like football at me.
Bastard.
It was like this big.
Oh, so a
He
Peter
got
size
the
football.
Barbie football. How dare
Got him.
you?
Got him.
Let's see, there was like 100 of them.
You are a motherfucker.
Oh, hold on, I see one. Hold on.
Okay. We're going on a trip.
Check this out, Randy.
Not a
I
football.
sent
I
this
don't
to
know what
Brian yesterday.
This thing.
Oh, that's fun.
Whoa,
Is that
like a little
stick?
nerf.
Goes up.
Ooh. Very fun.
Whoa,
So that happened.
pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
All right, Pete. What do you say?
Say goodbye to Lotad,
Say goodbye to
everybody.
Lotad.
Lotad. My
favorite.
guy.
My favorite Pokemon. Crazy. But thank you for joining us, Shelfy.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for taking time out of your day. I hope you don't have a crazy long commute home because it is decently late for commuting standards.
I am about 3 hours short of when I normally leave here on a Monday night, so it's okay.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Grinding.
Then I
Monday's
really
my late night. Look, but the kids got all their sports on Wednesdays, so I do a double on Mondays. I work from home on Wednesday, hang out with the boys.
All right. I'm glad we can
This
help
is
you
my
get
late
through your Monday a little bit.
Boys, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
break up your
Thanks
day
again.
a little bit. Yeah.
Go Rotten.
Go Rotten.
Go Rotten. Tune into
Go
Blitzball
Freezers.
Battle. Oh, go Freezers.
Shelfy Wallbreaker of BB6 confirmed.
Hopefully we get a little bit of an easier pitching schedule.
Hopefully.
We'll
Probably
see.
not. My guess is probably not.
Yeah.
But
I know who I'm starting with. Tell
hopefully.
you. Spoilers.
That's
You
what
could
it
tell
is.
us. Don't worry. Brendan stopped
Yeah, I
recording.
stopped
You could
recording
tell us.
like an hour ago.
Brendan
I don't
didn't even hit
believe you.
record. Brendan didn't even hit
I don't believe
record. It's okay. It's okay. Who are we going to tell?
We're gonna tell.
Nobody. We're not going to
This
tell
isn't
nobody.
a spoiler. That's a picture that's already out.
Ah, so close.
Ooh, who's
Went around-
tush?
I
Who's
went around the
tush?
office last week just putting random pictures all over the place, including the one of Panic above the toilet that you guys probably seen.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
My
Love
Monday
all that.
overnights.
Monday overnight. Thank you for real for joining us. This was
Yeah,
a
thanks for
blast.
interacting with us all the time too. We appreciate you.
Oh,
For sure.
answer to the question. Daniel Michael Shelfy, good guy.
Good guy. Good guy. Confirmed.
Good guy.
I let other people say it.
Brendy, what should Shelfy be drinking?
Oh, Drink Subtle Tea. It's a drink made by me. You can find it at thesubtletea.com. Use $2. Use the code Hobby Boys for $2 off your order. Hobby Boys coming back. Malt Madness coming up. Our March Madness style beer tournament that we do every March. Our 5th one coming up. So check that out wherever you get your podcasts. And I think it should all be on YouTube too. Speaking of YouTube, subscribe to us here on the Blitzball Boys channel, where we're also, in addition to these interviews and coverage of warehouse stuff, I'm posting some Blitzball games I've been playing lately too. It's pretty homemade, but I'm doing my
It's
best.
bad. Chris is
It's
good.
bad. Chris won the first couple games. I might have snuck a win in there recently. We played a game in like severe wind, and it looks like shit, but we have a good laugh. It's like a 6-inning game. It was supposed to be 2 innings, and we just kept run-rolling each other. Atrocious.
Is that a
play.
blue baby Yoshi back there?
Yeah, little
Heck
baby
yeah,
Yoshi.
dude.
And then this ball, Aaron Judge threw to me. And
Okay,
then
that might be a little cooler than the baby Yoshi.
a little cool. There's no signature on it, but the baby Yoshi's great. But yeah, that's all my plugs, Pete.
I'm gonna plug nobody because I don't give out free plugs.
There you go.
Okay.
Brendan,
He's a man of code.
Brendan asked me the question.
Yeah, anything else you want to talk about?
Nope.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Go
Peace.
St. John's.